Always a pleasure to be joined by Andrea Slattery and Andrew Hamilton. Welcome to you both, or I should say thanks for having me.
No, thanks very much, Andrew. You're just part of the SPAA conference, and so we're lovely to have you here today.
Thanks. With your opening, you challenged everyone to, be a part of SPAA, and how can they afford not to be part of SPAA? How was that received?
Actually, it's been received tremendously well. What we've seen over the last few years is people thinking about getting more involved in the industry and actually committing to becoming a professional themselves. And they've been thinking about what that means for them. But what we've seen in the last 12 months is a real commitment by them that they want to be in this space, and that SPAA is actually the body which they will need to be with to be in this space.
It's not a matter of actually, I wouldn't think from the outside of wanting to be in this space. It's more a matter of they can't really afford not to be in it. No, but you look at me going, oh, you're a good boy. But
$100 in your back pocket before you leave.
I really don't mean it that way. It's just it's now such a big industry that you can't afford not to be in the peak body, surely.
Well, you're absolutely right. I still need to pop some money in your back pocket, but you're absolutely right, because if you're going to play in this space, it's actually a highly engaged and highly complex area of advice. Yeah. If you're not in it, you actually have the potential either to come apart at some point, or we've got a new and engaged kind of client now. So the trustees are actually seeking more information. They're seeking to have more of a mentoring role with the advisor, and that's all meaning they're becoming more knowledgeable, and they are challenging and demanding of the advisor that they are competent, adding value and providing good strategies. And if you're not doing it, they'll see through you.
And so is that a good thing, that trustees are seeking more information, or not?
Well, it's two parts.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely positive that they're seeking more information, and they are learning more as they go along. It does help to inform decisions, and it helps to make better decisions for how they want to behave in their accumulation and their retirement phase. The problem is that there's a lot of information, and there's a lot of people that they are talking to, and so for them to discern who they should be with, they really need to be with a quality organisation that can actually independently verify who they are.
Yep.
And our research has just shown that they are demanding people who have independent quality verification, and SPAA's actually been the peak body that they've recommended.
Okay, because so I'm a trustee, right?
Yep.
And so I've been talking to people for the whole conference.
Yep.
Same as everyone's been, that's the whole point, or part of the point is to talk and learn. The amount of different advice that I'm hearing and getting, and you should be weighted this way, or it should be a bond, it is confusing, but it makes me want to have more questions as opposed to having, none at all.
And I think you're right, and that's where trustees are becoming more educated and wanting to take more.
But almost dangerously educated, because we get this much education, and that's why we need.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that balance between wanting to learn and understand, but then saying, well, I've learned a bit, but I need some support and help.
Yeah.
So I need somebody to be able to talk to who can take all of that information, filter it, and give it to me in a format in which I actually understand.
Yeah.
So, and that's where that whole advice piece is really, really important.
And that's the strategy advice that we talk about. That's the high-level competent advice that people like our specialists and others work towards and attain. So this is a mentoring opportunity for people to actually work and grow. So you're not making quick decisions. The many questions that you're getting will take some time to decipher.
Yeah.
And that's all part of the arrangement about working with the advisor. Some of the recent research has actually shown that on average, the trustee now is visiting or having interactions with their advisor, regardless of whether it's a financial advisor or an accountant, 9.4 times on average per year across the entire superannuation field.
So that's a lot.
That's a lot. But it also means that people are making decisions based on more informed, more information that actually are helping them.
And there's that other thing, beast, called the internet, and people Googling for information and advice, and so getting more, even more knowledge but they often are half knowledge as well. So
Yeah, but I think people are also seeing, because the amount of information available, they get to it. Like we were talking before, and you said there's too much.
Yeah.
I don't know how to filter it. I don't know what to do with it all. So they are also now looking for that support.
yeah,
So it's it's very important to. There's so much to know, so much to learn, and so much
Yeah.
to understand as the guys here who are coming to the sessions are soaking that all up. So to keep on top of it all is really, really hard,
the other thing
hard work.
that people are saying is that because it's technical information, that they don't need to come along and go, yeah, you're great because you're a financial advisor, and yes, they actually want to know the information, and that's why this is, I think, the conference that it is, because it's not about geeing everyone up, making them feel good. It's giving them knowledge so they can go back and make other people feel good.
Absolutely, and that's why people come, and that's
Yeah.
why they come back year after year. And the comment I constantly receive is, don't change. We're here to learn. We don't want anything else. We want
Yeah.
the knowledge. So
Yeah.
please don't make any changes to it, because you said this isn't about a rah-rah session. This is about learning.
Yeah. How's your time been? As the grand poobah of SPAA, have you enjoyed it? You haven't aged. You haven't put on weight. You haven't lost your hair. It's boring. I mean, it didn't work you hard enough, Andrea.
I notice I didn't get that comment.
Well, you're still here. You're not going anywhere.
I'm just aging.
I absolutely love it, and so I'm still involved in the board going forward. But no,
Yeah.
the last 2 years as chair has been fantastic. And we're just talking to Sir Anthony Mason, and he made a really good comment. He said a small group of people have taken on an industry and have created this.
Yeah.
And he said it's unfortunate we don't have more Australians doing this sort of thing in different industries, and really getting involved and making things happen. And I think those sorts of comments make it really worthwhile. So it's fantastic to be able to see what is coming and what we're creating and the support that we've been able to generate.
And I think when you start to see the growth of the wealth management sector as being one of the leaders in GDP growth for Australia in the next 20 years, SMSFs are the largest and fastest growing.
Yeah.
They're also outperforming. They're going to be leading this challenge. It's a marvellous opportunity for people to actually do it right and get it right and start their journey more appropriately along the way.
Did you think it would get so big so quickly? I mean, maybe you did. You had a vision, obviously, but did you think it would be like this? And do you have an idea of where it's? 20 years, God.
Well, we actually did have a vision.
Yeah.
It was like seeing.
Of course you did.
It was like seeing a road of where it was going. But this has only been gradually increasing, I've said to you year after year. Each year there's incremental growth.
Yeah.
It's not outstanding. It's just keeping on going at a steady pace. You're not seeing any difference. But it's actually because of its performance and because of the people being so engaged, we are actually able to grow this business. But it is a business which is both in the accumulation and the post-retirement phase. So it's well and truly a leader in both of those areas in Australia, where some of the other it's more in the accumulation phase.
The new government, how's that going for you?
No, it's going really well. We had
Had a nice chat with the minister.
we had a nice chat with the senator yesterday, and Senator Sinandinas was very complimentary about the self-managed super fund market, and he actually said that he believes that he only needs to provide a light touch because the majority of it is actually performing well, and the industry itself is actually doing and looking after small business and looking after Australians very well. And so it's only really those things around the edges that need to be looked at. But it's very positive. And
he was very complimentary.
He was very complimentary.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of his comments regarding the fact that self-managed industry is made up of small business as
Yes.
well, and that's really important to the Australian economy, that we've got everybody here is a small business owner.
Yeah.
So I think that is really important, and that's certainly a direction the government want to continue to grow.
Okay. Highlight for the conference to finish off. What's yours, Andrew?
I'm actually thinking tonight's going to be a bit of a highlight. I'm really looking forward to tonight's drinks, to be honest.
To the museum and
The museum, and I think it could be good fun. So, I enjoy the whole time, but I'm looking forward to tonight, I must say.
The museum or the drinks?
I must say the museum, but of course the drinks.
What about you, Andrea?
I don't like choosing a single thing,
Right.
so I'm going to sit on the
Hurting sitting on the fence there like
sitting
that?
on the fence, hurting. But there's been like every conference, there's absolute gems all the way. Fancy having a patron who has been with us for 8 years, starting the conference by challenging the market to be professional and to always know that you have an obligation to put the client's interests first when there's so much debate about it. The Minister complimenting the market around the SMSF, the individuals that are long-standing speakers and long-standing recognised specialists, and the new ones that are coming through. It's been amazing to see 1,400 people mingling and mixing at any point. And it's funny, the people that have come here first for the first time said they can't get over the engagement. Everybody wants to talk. Everybody wants to network. There's business decisions being made. There's connections being made. It's unbelievable the way in which the feeling of our conferences engenders a family.
Yeah, and a growing family.
And I think
how's Christmas?
Yeah. So I think that the number of new people here is the one thing that's really blown me away. I was amazed at how many hands went up in the opening of new faces.
Yeah, when Andrew said who's new, and it's
that's just fantastic.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is the amazing number that have come for their 10th year in a row. A huge number of those. So we've got it right across the board, and people just are really engaged and really supportive of SPAA because they really want someone to look after their interests so that their future is there for them to play in.
Yeah, well, congratulations once again. Thanks for having me, and thanks for chatting with us. And well done on your tenure as well. Very successful.
Thank you, Andrew. And a SPAA conference wouldn't be a SPAA conference without you. So thank you for all that you do. It's
Thanks,
wonderful.
Andrea. All right. Cheers.